Thank you for joining for today's presentation of Powell Teams. Powell Teams is an easily installed add-in for Microsoft Teams that can be found in the Microsoft Teams store. It solves many of the key issues we've seen with Microsoft Teams, including the ability to limit sprawl, creating a better guardrail for best practices, and having a full end-to-end Teams lifecycle. It introduces a landing page dashboard to give a better experience for the end user, and ties together all the other 365 services you have to really give a single pane of glass experience with Microsoft Teams. Let's go ahead and dive in. After Powell Teams has been installed with Microsoft Teams, you're going to see an option on the left pane. The first thing you do when you enter Powell Teams is you're presented with a dashboard. With the dashboard, you're going to see a tabbed view of all of your current teams, as well as refiners on the left side that are organized based on metadata that I'll show you a little further on. On the top here, you're going to see My Teams, My Favorites, and Promoted Teams. With My Teams, this is every team that your account is associated with. If we click in, we're going to be able to see the channels, recent documents that have been used, as well as quick links associated with that channel. If there is any channel that you would like to associate and always consistently use, you can go ahead and add it to your favorites. When we go to My Favorites, this is another great way that Powell Teams offers for you to get to the information you need as quickly as possible. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at Promoted Teams. Here you can highlight teams that are recommended for people to join. That can either be done to all employees or it can be done by organizational unit and profile. Powell Teams also offers the ability to do approval workflows. You'll see here that Linda Wave has 13 approvals pending, and she's also made some approvals as well below if you look at My Requests. We're going to get into this a little further, but it's a great addition and ability to once again limit that sprawl that we've discussed previously. Let's go ahead and create a team. Powell Teams leverages very detailed templates to create the best user experience while creating a team. First thing we'll do is select a template. Templates are going to have all the settings that we wanted associated with that specific team. So here you'll see business strategy, communications, HR, classic. Each one will have its own details, its own settings, such as channels, applications, and members, and can be easily referenced by the user during the creation process. Let's go ahead and select classic template. Now if we look through general information, we're going to see some options. This template requires a department, a location, and who you'll be sharing the content with. Below, you'll see the team information. What do you want the team name to be? But there's already a naming convention associated, so we can see ITUS, and then let's go ahead and do test. So we have ITUS test 1. Now a team wouldn't be a team without members. So first thing you're going to see is that this is a private template. It could also be public, or the choice could be left with the user. Below, you're going to see that we have team owners and members. Both these options are not out of the box available with Microsoft Teams. They offer an ability to limit the sprawl, as well as put a second layer of ownership and governance over each team. So in this case, let's go ahead and add Powell admin. That way we can make changes if necessary. And since we need 2 more members, let's go ahead and do Matt and Tonio. And up here, we'll also make Matt an owner. We're now ready to create a team. We have a basic summary of what we've just done. We've done this purely from the template. This is an easy wizard for anyone to use, even if they don't know best practices, but it keeps all the restrictions that we want in place. Let's take a look at the Powell Teams Administration Center. Powell Teams administrators do not have to be global administrators of the 365 tenant, nor does Powell Teams host any data that's in your tenant currently. If we select the menu bar, you're going to see options such as manage your teams and Microsoft Team templates. I'd like to go ahead and take a look at templates right now. Here we have an easy dashboard to show us all the templates that have already been created, and we can also see the teams that they're being used by. We can enable and disable them as needed, and we can go in and see each of their settings. So let's go ahead and select accounting and budgets. Let's take a look at the settings for this template. So if we go through, the first thing we're going to see is design. With the design, you're going to have the associated team. We do anchor teams as we create them, meaning you just need one to reference to bring in all of the settings that you want to do. This makes it easier for you during creation, and it also makes sure that everything that's wanted is associated at the time when the template is being created. We can look at all channels, the tab, and the associated application, and then we can also see some other settings if there was anything we wanted to add. And then once again, applications, and we can also update documents if you want those to live in every template and every team created from the template. Next, we're going to look at some of the governance options, such as naming convention, approval workflow, privacy. My favorite is actually the tags. This is the metadata that everything sits on. With tags, we're able to actually reference which templates and teams we want to focus on. We have refiners. It makes it easier for administrators to actually be able to go and see what the organization and the environment looks like. Here we can see location, HR, communications, and finance all called out as tags on this template. So when the team's created, that will be passed on to the team, and that can be referenceable moving forward. With the minimum number of members, you're able to set both owners and members here. With this template, we can see that we have a minimum of 3 owners, and we have a minimum of 7 members. Each template can be role-based, and so the ability to put all of these features in place as well as target to specific audiences really is going to help with the governance side. Down below, you're going to see expiration date. So here we don't have one, but we're going to add one. Here, let's go ahead and do, let's say, 90 days. And then we want to go ahead and let the team know with a 7-day notification. Expired teams are then archived, really limiting that sprawl that we've seen with many other organizations. Let's take a look at members. So as we look at members, we're going to see first, do you want external members? But then we're also going to see the default team owners and default team members. So this will make it simple for you to have some type of standardization across the templates you create. That could be project-based, role-based, or unit-based, depending on what you're trying to get accomplished. Lastly, let's take a look at the tags. Tags are simply metadata that we can create that will allow us to do naming conventions, to have refiners that have referenceable information such as categories, departments, employee names, so on and so forth, so that we can create a better team lifecycle and governance around each team and template. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these. We're going to select department. So when we go into department, we're going to see first that this type of tag is a choice. You can go through, you can see marketing, finance, sales, research, HR, and IT. And if we go lower, we can actually see every template that this is associated with, making it easier to understand what changes will affect what templates. All right, let's get out of this for the moment. Let's go and create our own tag. As we go through, we can see first text, date, number, choice, and yes, no choice has some quick options to create a tag. For example, let's create a project tag. This tag will have a yes, no option, and it will allow us to see which teams have been created explicitly for a project. Thank you for joining our demo today. Hopefully through this demo, we've shown the key enhancements that Powell Teams offers to the Microsoft Teams platform. If you do have any questions, please shoot us an email and let us know. Have a great day. Thank you for joining, and schedule a demo today to begin your digital workplace journey.